My name is Yannick, and like Joe mentioned, I'm running a small company, which is essentially me and my wife, called Weebler. I've been doing Joomla extensions since the middle of 2005, and that was a professional activity since the end of 2009. Since day one, I've been mostly focused on Joomla extensions related to Joomla SEO, and because SEO is all about content, oops. Yeah, I missed my thing. And because SEO is about content as well, so I've been doing a mixture of extensions such as for SEO and for Ceph, which are really SEO extensions, and for AI, for podcasts, for video, for logs, which are meant to help people handle, create, manage content for their Joomla websites. So, but today I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about a new kind of extension, new for me, because I've never departed from doing SEO and SEO related extensions. And there are two reasons why I started doing developing that extensions, which, by the way, I released like an hour ago, and I'm presenting here at your group on this group for it's like the worldwide premiere right now. So. And there are two reasons why I started developing these extensions a couple of months ago. The first one is that I'm not a very good Joomla administrator. I've been doing Joomla websites for more than 15 years, but I don't do a lot of them. I'm essentially run Weebler.com, and I'm not like you. I'm not doing Joomla content management. I'm not doing templates. I'm not doing development all day long. I'm doing extensions, so I'm very familiar with the internals of Joomla, but I'm not really very good at administrating. And the second thing is something that I've seen happening over the years, and we can have a small quiz here. Assume that you have a fresh Joomla install and install the blog sample data. How many pages and admin features, that is pages where you can configure something or set something, how many pages do you think there are on such a Joomla website? You can, I'm not going to really quiz you here, but the answer is at least 268 on a Joomla 5 website. So, and that's an under evaluation, because there are some things that I know are not counted here. So a typical Joomla website with just a few articles and a few modules has nearly 300 pages. You can navigate to do stuff. So for me, for someone like me that's not doing that like every day, it's a bit of a trouble finding things. And for people like you who are developing websites and managing websites and content every day, I believe it's a pretty tough ask to know all of these pages by heart and access them very quickly as well. So that's why I made something that I called 4Command. The 4 is, of course, within the range of my range of extensions, and it's something that's meant to help administer Joomla websites in a both simpler and faster way. And it does that in two ways essentially. It helps you find things with the command palette, which is something I believe is rather new to Joomla. I don't remember seeing any extension doing that. And once you have found the things you want to do, then execute them quickly, which includes adding shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts for common actions, and adding shortcuts to Joomla toolbars, like the save and save as new and save as copy. But that's not enough, so I've also added the ability to do some what I call predefined actions, which are things that you do often, but that may take several clicks or a little bit of navigation to get to. So this is this is pretty much it. It's hopefully a simple thing, so I'm going to try and switch to a demonstration. And here we are. You're seeing my screen, right? Yeah, you are. Okay, so the first thing, if you have any question, feel free to interrupt. It's not like a big demonstration. It's not going to last too long, so feel free to interrupt whenever you want. So this is a Joomla, standard Joomla 5.1 website, and I installed 4Command on it. And the only thing you're going to see that's different is this little thing here. Oops, no. Yeah, I'm experimenting also with presentation tools now. So you've got this little thing here that tells you that 4Command is available, and it's going to be available everywhere. So you can click on it to open the actual 4Command command palette, or the more common way to use it is through a keyboard shortcut, which is by default Alt Control X on Windows. We'll speak about. We'll mention the Macs later on. So when you call this, when you use that keyboard, you open what I call the command palette. It's the dialog, and when you do that, 4Command has gathered pretty much, nearly, not all of them, but pretty much all of the actions that can be done on your Joomla website, with all the third-party extensions that are installed and so on. And you can see here, for instance, currently there are 372 actions that you can do. So how does it work? It's you call it up, and then let's say you want to change your template styles. You do this. You have whatever matches. You press enter, and you go there. So that's the gist of it. Or the start of it. We can go into the details, but whenever you are, like, we can start clicking and editing Cassiopeia. We might decide that we want to go to the global configuration. So I open this and I type globe configuration, or I type just configuration, that sort of thing. And I may as well go to JCE or everything that's a configuration. So it's a quick access to everything that's on your site with some confirmation here, because it saw that we were editing something or trying to modify something. It doesn't know if we save, so we have a confirmation here. The 4Command is super fast, but that website here, it's a test website, a demonstration website. It's actually super slow. So the site itself is pretty slow. So you have many things that you can access like that. Oh, I went to my head. So if I open the command palette, you've got a whole lot of things like, I don't know, the articles. If you want to go to the articles manager, and you'll see a few things on the way. You can go and select all the actions related to users, manage your users, everything that's accessible through a menu on your Joomla site. You have access here, and you can search through it. So you can see how it merges the two things, which is, if you don't know where things are, if you're kind of new to Joomla, then you can search, which is going to be easy if you don't remember exactly where a particular feature is. But if you know what you're looking for, it's going to be super fast to access something that maybe will require normally several steps. Like if I go to the next level, so far we've been to pages which are linked from the menu. So if you want to go to the article manager, you could say, well, I can click here and I'm going to the article manager. And if I want to go to edit users, I can open the menu here, which is already a few clicks, and I can go to manage users. But then there are things that are not that readily available, like if you want to install an extension. Let me move the mouse out of the way. If you want to install an extension, then normally, using 4Command, you do it like that. If you're on the dashboard and you want to install an extension, normally you have to first load one page, which is the system page, and then go to extensions. Okay, so these are the shortcuts in a way that you can use with 4Command and the palette. But there is more, because when I started doing that, I realized it was great because it could take you fast and easy to some pages where I have no idea where the privacy requests or the privacy consents are normally. It becomes really easy to find them. But there's more, because once you start doing that, you realize there are things that require one or more clicks or one or more page loads within Joomla. Like here, I hope you can all see, but I'm going to try and increase the size of this. Like deleting the cache, clearing the cache, it's something you probably do on a regular basis, but you need to, wherever you are, you need to first go to the clear cache page through the system page, and then clear the cache. Now, with 4Command, well, it's actually the first option. So you just come here and you clear the cache, and that's done. There's more. Like, let's say we want to edit or create a new article. We are going to create a new article. And if I'm here and I want to switch to code mirror for a second, I type mir and select code mirror, reload the page, and I'm within code mirror. Okay, so these are additional features, let's say, that you can trigger in one go with one click. And there are a bunch of them, and there will be more. You can switch, you can delete the cache, you can check in. I always forget. Let's put that a little bit bigger. You can clear the cache, you can check in all content in just one action. You can switch editors. All the editors available on your system are going to be there. You can empty the trash. I'll show you that a little bit more. You can enable system debug with just one click. You can set the error reporting level without having to go to system, global configuration, and change the setting, save, and so on. Like enabling debug, for instance, is just that with the confirmation. So if I go to the site now, my site has debug information here, and I can toggle it back. Debug, disable system debug, and that's it. Okay, so there are many actions like these, and frankly, I find that very easy. You can toggle gzip, publish some plugins, publish the language filter directly, publish or unpublish the cache system filter, and I have many options. You can set the site offline or online just with one click, essentially. So this is for the actions, but one thing you may have noticed is that these are not the only way to perform these actions. You've noticed certainly that for the cache delete all action, you've got a shortcut here, which is Alt-Control-C. And of course, at any point, what you can do is simply press Alt-Control-C, and the cache has been cleared. That's for the actions, but there are also very many shortcuts, and I'm going to go very quickly through them. You have help here, so Alt-Control-S is going to take you to system, Alt-Control-G is going to take you to global configuration, C deletes the cache, H check-in. You can install an extension with just a shortcut, and so on. Oops. So, yeah.
So I feel like all the different component developers put their pro keys in different spots. Some of them are in plugins, some of them are in the key manager. I always have a hard time finding those. So can you search on where like a certain key would go for a paid extension?
Okay, so that depends entirely of what's available. So you know that in Joomla 4 and up, there is a system for that, right? Let's see.
Yeah, but I still think that some of them are in the plugins and some of them are in this other place.
Yeah, normally they should not. Let's see. I don't remember extensions. Oops. Yeah. Update is, yeah. So the way you do that, the way it can help you right here is that by selecting update sites. So that will take you to the page where you can enter normally all the I don't know why they are not showing here. Download key missing. Oh, yeah, because it's like this. So this is where you have all the you should not be able to see my download key here, but anyway, this is where all the sites are. I'm going to go away from here. This is where all the sites, the update sites are. I can't guarantee you that I can find that. I can tell you that most of times you will be able to find, if you type conf or config, something like that, you'll find the configuration for most Joomla extensions. And for instance, JCE here as a page with its global configuration, and I would expect that the update key is going to be in the configuration for that particular plugin. If it's just a plugin, then I was going to get to that later, but you can access all plugins directly. We'll see that later. Yeah, I'm not sure I can help you right for that particular thing, but anyway. So if we go back to the keyboard shortcuts, it becomes great because you can access very many places in Joomla with just one keystroke. Like this one, Control Alt A, takes you to the article manager. Alt Control U takes you to the user manager. If you want to install an extension, that's Alt Control Sorry. If you want to update your extensions, then it's Alt Control K. So you got a bunch of keyboard shortcuts like this, which takes you around and either takes you around to do things or perform actions directly for you. Like if I go to the article manager, and this is really the way, the part where you execute things or you go to things very quickly. If I go to this, I don't know, sample article, and I go back, I'm going to quickly switch back to Tiny, just for the sake of it. And assume I go back to the list. Yeah, so it's, as you probably all know, it's now all checked out. And after a while, you can have a lot of articles like that are checked out. So the current shortcut for this is Alt Control H. I don't ask you to remember all of that, of course. It's something you pick up depending on what you use. So the items have been checked in. And if I reload the page, I can see that this has happened. And this one keyboard shortcut or the same action that you can find here, check in all content, will check in all the checked out articles, all the checked out modules, all the checked out contacts, categories, whatever you have checked out on the site. So it's really a big time saver. And so I very quickly wanted to mention one thing. I'm going to try and share the screen. This screen here. This is a Mac, and it's exactly the same website. But this is a situation that may happen on the same website. You have people that use Mac and people that who use Windows PC or other PC. So these keyboard shortcut, of course, 4Command itself, the palette works exactly the same. Exactly the same. But I just wanted to mention that the keyboards are translated. So the keyboard shortcut, which is Alt Control G to get to the global configuration on the PC, is going to be Control Command plus G on a Mac. It's logically converted, but it's all converted. So the people using Mac can also work on the same site without having to redefine a bunch of keywords, a bunch of keyboard shortcuts. So there are two things I wanted to mention on top of everything. So the last really new feature that it brings is adding keyboard shortcuts to all Joomla toolbars. I hope you can see that. I'm not sure you can see that. Let's try. You can see that on list pages like this one, it's the list of article, the article manager. Whenever you have a list, the new button in the toolbar will have a shortcut for it, Alt-Shift-N. And if I select something, then some actions like publish and unpublish typically will have also a shortcut. Now, when you enter and start editing something, and I'm showing you with a regular Joomla article, but it works with contacts, it works with fields, it works with any standard Joomla toolbar, which means also a lot of third-party extensions. Then all these have shortcuts. The save is going to be Control Save. So if you click here and you type even more text and I press Control S, then it's going to save. And there are keyboard shortcuts as well for the very fast people. We have here for save and new, save and copy, save and close, of course, and just closing. So I found this to be a very big help as well after a while. And the last thing I wanted to show, because it's really a good example of how it can help you, is that you can also directly access any module and any plugin that you have on the site. So if I should just show you edit plugin, for instance, you can see that all the settings for all plugins on your site are available. Let's say you want to change some setting in Tiny MCE. In the Tiny MCE plugin, you just type plugin, whatever you want to do, Tiny, and it selects for you the Tiny MCE editor plugin, and you directly go there. So that's for the plugins. And you can do the same for any module. So let's assume you want to change something, change the position of the logging form. You can type module login and press enter, and you are sent to the settings of the module. So for people in the room who easily end up with 20 or 30 or 40 modules on a given site, it's really a big help. Likewise, if you have sites with many components, with many options, all of them are going to be searchable right here and easy to find. That's pretty much it. On the more business side of things, so it's there's a free version. There's a free version and there's a paid version. The paid version has all the features. The free version has less features. It's available already today. You can download it, and you just use, I think I have on that slide. Yeah, you can go and see for all details at weebler.com/4Command. And that's pretty much it for me. So if you have any question,